pay the outside dentist.
Yes, sir. That was
It's
my.
outside.
But here's another perfect case about Northumberland County. One of the huge issues that they had was there was no dental care. When we had the contract for Northumberland County, we did not figure in dental care, just like this. Well, then what happened was they found out that they really should have a dental suite. Well, we just didn't drop off a $15,000 dental suite and say, here you go, folks, here's your bill. That's not what we did. We knew we wanted a dental suite. They remodeled a cell downstairs, they put in new plumbing, and then they went to the state surplus of the DOC, and they sometimes had dental equipment, autoclaves. They got 99% of their stuff from surplus sales. And their dental suite ended up costing, what, maybe $5,000? It was a fraction of the cost. We brought our dentist in, we told them what they needed. Our dentist, even without us having a contract, went with the warden to, went with the warden to the dental supply place and said, this is a good piece, this is a good piece, this is a good piece, and we assembled. And now they have a dental suite for a fraction of the cost.
That county's actually looking at outsourcing that service for surrounding counties who don't have dental suites.
But
Bring
they're-
inmates to their jail to have dental services.
So they'll actually recoup their losses
Yeah.
from the other counties
And
that
they'll
don't
charge
have
the
dental
county
suites.
whatever they charge the county.
Do you have any complaints by private dentists because you're doing it in-house? Dentists are not my favorite place to be anyway.
If I may just interject.
There are some concerns in Carroll County that we don't replace things that can be done privately in the county.
Sure.
A good example is our farm, when we produce produce and we try to sell it.
Sure.
If we do it for our nursing home, no problem, but if we sell it, then we run into a problem.
Right.
Have to sell it at a higher price.
Sure, I understand that. I can appreciate that too.
Sorry, go
Oh,
ahead.
no, that's okay, sir. One of the big things that Mr. Kamikoski had said was about bed bugs. A lot of what Prime Care does is not written in that contract. It's not on paper. It's those silent things, those invisible things that you folks don't even think about because you're not medical. When the bed bug thing, it all erupted in New York City. And we, I know you get it. When the bed bugs hit, we knew it was only a matter of time before it got into the prisons. So we said, let's be proactive. Can we guarantee it doesn't get into our prisons? Of course we can't. We're not perfect. However, if it does get in, we can show, here it is, here's our policy, here was our in-service to all of our employees, all of your correctional officers on how to stop this from coming into your facility. MRSA was the other thing, and then the third thing was bath salts. We knew about bath salts when they were 4 states away. Has it gotten here yet, bath salts?
I haven't even heard of it.
Oh.
Get ready.
Get ready, buckle for safety. Here's what happens. It's a lot of fun. They are marketed at truck stops, in mini markets, in Turkey Hills, and they're called bath salts. And these people sniff them, melt them, smoke them, and they have methamphetamines that's 1,000 times more powerful
Shut your
than
camera.
cocaine. And they're a fraction of the cost, and people get absolutely homicidal, belligerent, like 4 times their natural strength, and there's no antidote for it. You have to wait till they come down. It's almost like you have to sedate them to keep them from hurting you or themselves until you can get them back down to ground zero. It's awful, and as a matter of fact, a lot of our counties in Pennsylvania have now made it illegal to either purchase or sell bath salts in our counties. It's a huge problem in Pennsylvania prisons, West Virginia, huge problem.
Are we talking about normal, or have you just
No,
given
that-
this drug a
Not like
name?
Epsom salts that no, not like that. They're marketed under the name of bath
It's
salts.
just a marketing name?
Right, but they're legal.
Oh, they are?
They're legal because nobody knew what they were until the people who started using them had bad reactions.
That's
That's
like that K2, which is that synthetic marijuana, which is
Right.
incense, which people smoke and get high.
And this is, that's the perfect example. Like, we already have it covered, our policies are out, our education has gone out to our correctional officers and our nurses, and it hasn't even hit here. So what we have found is, because we've been in business so long and we have so many prisons, they're not very different from each other. Every county has its own little personality, its own little nuance and quirk. But if it happened here, guess what? It's going to happen there, and there. So if we know it's happening there, we disseminate that information to every facility, everywhere, to head it off at the pass. When you have that much of a pool of knowledge to pull from, you disperse it and you have things covered before the horse gets out of the barn, we lock the door.
You haven't heard about it over Maine? You have? Okay,
We're just behind the times.
it's okay.
Sometimes it's good to be.
It's good to be there.
Eric, you haven't said anything. What do you do for the company? I know he told us, but what do you, in your words, what do you do for the company?
Honestly, sir, I kind of work as a liaison between Denise and Frank. From the corporate office, I do all the contracting. If we got to the point where we would present a formal proposal to Carroll County, I'd be responsible for doing that. Also deal with the contract negotiations for any subcontractors or other vendors that we would utilize, such as x-ray companies, labs, pharmacies, so on and so forth. Aside from that, I work hand in hand with Denise in managing our contracted counties. Denise and I are responsible for working with Amy in Rockingham County. In addition to that, we share, 10 facilities or so from central Pennsylvania up through northeastern Pennsylvania. So they're responsible for that aspect as well. And very similar to everybody else on the team here, we wear a variety of hats. So today we're the marketers. Tomorrow, as we had mentioned, I'm going to be in federal court dealing with some matters from one of our other counties. Yesterday, can't remember where we were at yesterday.
You were in Indiana County for a quarter or so.
I was in western Pennsylvania for a quarterly meeting, client relations out there, so wear a variety of different hats.
Anybody got any other questions, comments? We all done?
I would just like to have one closing comment, if I may, sir. I'd like to thank the superintendent for this opportunity, and of course the board. And given the opportunity, we will work very hard for you. As I said, we believe we bring a good quality product for the dollars, managing your dollars. Given the opportunity, as I said, we will work very hard to earn your respect and to form a very long-term partnership. And given that opportunity, we would like to see that partnership 10, 20, 30 years, as many years as you would have it.
So you would take a 1 year or you prefer a 5-year contract?
It allows easier stability for our employees, but we are very open to suggestions from the county.
Well, we appreciate all 4 of you coming,
Thank you.
sharing your experiences and so forth in other states, other facilities.
Yes, sir.
And we will take it under advisement, and we'll talk some more with Jason about what we should do, what direction we should go in.
Yes, sir.
We'll give you some more contact with you, I guess.
In case you have any additional questions, because sometimes you think of that great question right after the meeting, please feel free to give me a call, or send me an email, or call our corporate office, and I'll absolutely get the answer back to you. Thank you all, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you.
Oh, I can manage to fill it up, I can't right here.
It's a pleasure meeting all of you.
Okay.
Thank you, folks. It's a pleasure. Thank you.
Pleasure
Thank you.
meeting you.
Have a nice day.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, I'll walk them home.
Want me to carry something?
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
I know.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Cheers.
And that's why. Jason.
Okay. Next on the agenda is HR. What do we you got? You're not gonna talk about website too, right?
Yeah. Maybe we should do that first. Ed had posed a couple of questions. As you know, we're looking at virtual town hall.
Yep.
Ed had posed a couple of questions to make sure that specific things that we're looking for are on the new website. Accessibility to minutes, accessibility to contact information. The administration of the site was really cumbersome for us. To accurately take minutes and get them up in downloadable form on the website should take precedence over video. That was some of his concerns. And to tailor the site around the needs of the citizens of Carroll County. So we got a response. Do you want to say anything, Ed? Are you okay with?
Well, one question was, did we get any bids from anyone else, or did we only go to virtual town hall?
I only went through virtual town hall.
Because other towns, like Marlboro has it.
Right. We had, when we originally bid it out, how long is our website? 2-3 years? It's been about 3 years. We got some bids in, and the bids that I got then were higher. We specifically looked at this working with our old IT person, looking at this format, and decided we really liked this format, so we did not bid out other companies.
Now, are they going to, they're going to be covering all the departments, correct? So the county delegation, the commissioner's office, the sheriff's department, county attorney,
Yeah, we can accommodate all of the departments in the county.
and they're going to train, what, one person in each department to maintain their own area.
Yeah.
And could you go over the price again for, the initial price was total, not the breakdown, but just the total?
Well, you get a calculator there, right? It was $4,225 for the design of the site.
For just the design?
There was training involved, and then there was the monthly maintenance fee, which they lowered to the yearly maintenance fee, sorry, they lowered to $2,500. But what they were saying to me is, because of the number of people that are trained, the maintenance phases out over the next several years, because you're not requiring as much assistance. So will we need to have a full-blown maintenance package in 2 years? Probably not.
Well, one thing I did not account for is, see, I was focusing on what the citizens asked for from the commissioners' meetings.
Right.
Now, if you factor in all of these other departments that the citizen can access, the price isn't overwhelming. At first I thought it was, I didn't account for, the nursing home, meaning the nursing home department, they're gonna have their own section on that site.
Yeah.
Correct? So they'll all have their separate one, and there'll be the contact information and everything, the training to have, one or two people in each department upgrade the site, add things they want, etc.
Yeah.
And
That's the goal, and that's the plan. We may have to do retraining and not necessarily from this company, but, if we lose employees at some point, we're gonna have to train somebody out, Steph or I would have to train somebody else in another department to handle their content.
Okay. Now, did they say they can obviously add more bells and whistles later if you want them?
Correct. And I think from the email that we had talked about, this one I gave to you at the last meeting, about the streaming and archiving data. So we can add that as we go on.
Did they say if they covered all your meetings or selected meetings, or we didn't really get into that breakdown?
No, he asked me about how many meetings would we be able to store a year, and it was the commissioner meetings weekly and the delegation meetings. I